Over the years, darts has seen its fair share of drama and colourful characters. From Wayne Mardy, who loves to dance in his Hawaiian shirts, to Peter Snakebite Wright, who changes his hair colour every week, there's never a dull moment. There have also been plenty of surprises and shocking wins over the years that have made the world stand up and take notice, especially when champions and big favourites are beaten by the most unlikely underdogs. Here are our 10 greatest upsets in darts history. Luke Littler vs Riccardo Pietrasco, 2024 Belgian Darts Open. It's not all fun and games on the oche, as Luke Littler proved when he clashed with Riccardo Pietrasco, better known as Pikachu. Thanks to his fast rise, 17-year-old Littler had captured the heart of almost every darts fan. But older players like Pikachu were left unimpressed. The heated exchange that followed Littler's 7-3 victory further confirmed this. After claiming the win, Littler went on to shake his opponent's hand. But before he could do that, Pikachu got in his face and unleashed a verbal tirade. He then turned and left the arena, waving to the crowd like he had won the game. Everyone was surprised, and of course a little curious. But Pietrasco did not reveal what he had said to Littler. He only took to Instagram with a startling message on his story. He wrote, "I really appreciate the fact that he can play a game like that at such an age, but I hope his arrogance punishes him." Of course, this only made everyone more curious. What exactly happened? Littler also shared his take on the exchange. He revealed that he had no idea what he had done wrong to warrant such an outburst from Pikachu. And interestingly, he had no idea what Pikachu had said. He heard only mumbles and one last statement: "Don't do it again." It appeared Pietrasco's protests centered around Littler's board management during their game. Maybe the older dog wasn't too fast with his younger opponent's new tricks. Fallon Sherrock vs Ted Evans, 2020 PDC World Championship. Another shocking win was Fallon Sherrock, the first female to win a match at a World Championship. This transformation from an unknown act to an international sports star took less than a week, and it happened during the opening rounds of the 2020 World Championship. Sherrock did the unthinkable and rewrote the record books when she defeated Ted Evans in the opening round. Within 24 hours, she had been anointed the Queen of the Palace and had become a household name. Many downplayed this as a flash-in-the-pan performance, though. 4 short days later, much to the disgust of her detractors, she beat the 11th seed Mensur Suljovic 3-1 in the second round of the competition. Although she eventually lost to Chris Dobie in the third round, Sherrock continued to shock the critics. In 2021, she became the first woman to reach a televised final. Later that year, she made headlines as the first woman to go beyond the group stage in the Grand Slam of darts. Kevin Monk vs Adrian Lewis, 2018 PDC World Darts Championship. Kevin Monk made headlines as his performance went down as one of the greatest upsets in darts history. Two-time champion Adrian Lewis joined a host of other seeded players on the sidelines after he was eliminated by the German qualifier. Lewis took the first set and was 300-1 with title sponsors William Hill to reach the second round. Monk, who ranked a lowly number 335 in the world, had other ideas though. He turned the match on its head by winning 7 of the last 8 legs, beating Lewis 3-1 in a stunning first-round upset. Monk was astounded. The man who quit his gardening job 4 months earlier to focus on darts full-time had just toppled one of the sport's heaviest hitters. Rob Cross vs Michael van Gerwen, 2018 PDC World Darts Championship. Cross's World Championship triumph was a feat that nobody thought possible, and he certainly went about it the hard way. The 25-1 shot headed to the Ali Pali as a dark horse, beating big guns like Seigo Asada, Michael Smith, John Henderson and Dimitri Vandenberg to set up a semi-final clash with Michael van Gerwen. At the time, Van Gerwen was the reigning champion and a red-hot favourite to take out the title again. Although Cross matched him in much of the contest, the Dutch maestro was presented with 6 match points. But Van Gerwen failed to capitalise, leaving the door open for Cross, who took his opportunity when it presented itself and came out victorious. Jamie Lewis vs Peter Wright, 2018 PDC World Championship. Another amazing darts upset came from Jamie Lewis. Coming into the tournament, there wasn't much to indicate that the unseeded Welshman would get too far in the competition. Interestingly, he beat Johnny Clayton in the first round, qualifying him to meet the number 2 seed, Peter Wright, in the second round. Now, Wright assumed Lewis would be a piece of cake, but to his surprise, he was beaten 4-1 by an amazing display from Lewis. Of course, critics quickly dismissed it as luck. Little did they know it was only the beginning. Lewis went on to back it up with wins over James Richardson and Darren Webster, winning 4-1 and 5-0 respectively to set up a semi-final meeting with Phil Taylor. Although the 16-time world champion Taylor had too much experience on the big stage, taking a 6-1 win over Lewis. Lewis's run to the last 4 was certainly one of the great underdog stories of the World Championship. Jeffrey Desvan vs Michael van Gerwen, 2018 World Match Play. They say lightning doesn't strike twice, but Jeffrey Desvan may dispute that. He defeated Van Gerwen 10-8 in the UK Open in 2018 and stunned the world number 1 once more at the Winter Gardens. At the time, Desvan was the lowest ranked player at that year's World Match Play, coming in at number 68, but he defied the odds to defeat Van Gerwen, winning 5 consecutive legs to complete an enthralling 10-6 victory. This match was particularly shocking because Van Gerwen had not lost an opening round match since 2008. The fact that it was at the hands of a minnow such as Desvan made it all the more upsetting. How did Desvan take it? Naturally, he was ecstatic. He tried to maintain his composure, but you could see his excitement as he went from zero to hero in just one night. Paul Hogan vs Adrian Lewis, 2017 UK Open. Paul Hogan's case wasn't particularly a zero-to-hero situation, considering that throughout the mid to late 2010s, he regularly turned up at the UK Open and did some damage. He consistently beat seasoned PDC professionals on a yearly basis. However, the former Lakeside quarter-finalist had his toughest test to date in 2017, when he faced former UK Open champion and 2-time world champion Adrian Lewis. In every way, it seemed like a David versus Goliath clash, but Hogan had a great start. He had already beaten tour card holders Keegan Brown and Jamie Lewis before coming up against another 2-time world champion Gary Anderson, narrowly beating him in a deciding leg. This was enough to give Hogan the confidence he needed to face Lewis, and boy did it work. He beat Lewis pretty convincingly in a 10-6 win, hitting a 161 and a 160 checkout on his way to shocking the darting world. Michael Smith vs Phil Taylor, 2014 PDC World Championship. It was the PDC World Championship, and Christmas was about to get better for one player. Young Michael Smith was set to compete with the reigning champion Phil Taylor. He left everyone in utter shock as he slapped Taylor with an incredible 4-3 defeat. Although this was one of the most devastating results in Taylor's illustrious 16-time World Championship career, it was no doubt the beginning of great things for Smith. When asked how he was able to get the win, the number 32 seed admitted that some of the criticism directed at him by the Sky Sports commentators had riled him up. Their predictions that Taylor would easily win by 4-0 fueled Smith's anger and determination and resulted in this most satisfying of victories. James Richardson vs Raymond van Barneveld, 2012 PDC World Championship. Another insanely shocking upset was the one James Richardson recorded in the World Championship when he defeated 5-time world champion Raymond van Barneveld 3-0 in front of a disbelieving Alexandra Palace crowd in 2012. This win was particularly shocking because Richardson, a bricklayer by trade, was in his first season in the PDC and ranked 85th in the world. Yet this did not stop him from producing a magnificent run of finishes to stun the Dutchman. Richardson, known as Ruthless, lived up to his name by taking out 2 145 finishes and dropping just 4 legs across the match. This led to Van Barneveld's first opening round defeat in an unforgettable PDC World Championship game. Kirk Shepherd vs Wayne Mardle, 2008 PDC World Championship. Kirk Shepherd will be forever remembered for his fairy tale run in the first stage of the World Championship at the Alexandra Palace. He started by knocking out big guns like Terry Jenkins, Mick McGowan and Barry Bates, and when he bundled out Peter Manley too, the 21-year-old was in dreamland. He then stepped out to face the flamboyant Wayne Mardle. Mardle had a great start, reeling off 3 consecutive sets to hit the front. but Shepherd found another gear and stepped it up. The youngster seized the opportunity of a lifetime and held his nerve to take the next 3 sets and close out the biggest win of his career. That's our top 10 greatest upsets in darts history. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more outstanding moments in darts.